Dude, crawling up my leg. Yeah, that's a blister. That really tickles. You're kind of big. Okay, you can like come off of me now. Thank you. There we go. Ugh. I gotta ride this thing in dressage. Really? Johnny. Pray for us. So now you can see this is after his little dragon fit, as I call it. It didn't take very long. It took him about 10 minutes. And on top of everything, he had a pre-ride this morning and had done a gallop. So it's kind of what we have to do for our dressage day, his regimen. It takes a fair amount of work, but it's how I get him more rideable.
There she is. Come on, Johnny boy. God, they caught you way out over there.
Oh, yeah, they did.
I was like, what the hell? All right.
Alex, careful.
Swap. Everybody swaps there. Woo!
Like I'm not falling off.
All right. All right. Good job.
Final part of my leg. I think I'm like an hour and a half home. This past week, past 2 weeks, I don't even know time anymore, seems like. I've been up in Virginia. We competed up at Millbrook. That went well. Johnny felt great. He was really happy to go run around the cross country and had a really good show jump and really good dressage. So he really felt happy to be kind of back out, and it was a good prep for England. And now it just seems like time has condensed on me, so I am like, I don't even know, 9 days from flying out. I don't know. So we're going back home. Gotta get everything packed, gotta get final things. There's so many little things I have to do. Orchestrate. Got the clinic this weekend, which should be great, over at North Atlanta Equestrian. Big thanks to Rebecca Bowman for putting that on for me. Kind of helped me gain a little bit more money to pay for the upcoming trip to England, and tackling the big old Burghley. But this week will just really be about keeping him in work. Got to do a couple of our gallops and getting all of our stuff in line, and then we head back up to Virginia next week. That's where we fly out of. Well, I fly out of there. Johnny will get picked up, and then he will fly out of JFK, and then they land in Amsterdam and then ship the horses over to England, where we will be staying with a friend of mine, Catherine Coleman. So we'll be there. I made it to where it'll be around 10 days before Burghley starts, so have a good solid week getting kind of adjusted and letting him have a little bit of downtime with the travel, although he tends to handle the travel pretty well, and he likes to be have all the attention on him. And also this week, I'm planning on playing with all my other horses at home, and especially my Mustangs. I've been missing them a lot, so that'll be good to kind of just get a little re-jolt of energy, and before like the big and final push for Burghley, and hopefully we'll get it all done. So that's it for now. Gotta make our way back home. Okay, so this is what it takes to pack to go to England, which means I have to rip all of my stuff apart, reorganize it, and consolidate everything. It's always a work in progress for me to get more organized. So these trips are helpful, but it is 1:45 midnight, and I have to teach a big clinic tomorrow. I'm tired already. Off to work we go. So I have pretty much rolled it mostly all the way down. It is, yeah, I need to call it quits. So just to go through some of my stuff, this one is my show trunk. Just got my flare strips, tall boots in it. You can't really see, but that's the show trunk. And then I've got 3 tack bags that are going. Some of them have to carry my feed, so it's always kind of an interesting way to get things to fit. So I think I've got like 2 bags of feed in here, and then some towels, and then I've got a bag of feed in this one, and then some blankets, and then we have our Sports Vibe blanket, and then this has my saddle rack holder, hay net, feed bucket. I've got my U-shield packed, got some extra Nobos. Then I've got, this trunk is kind of like the tack trunk, so it's got my custom saddles, my dressage, and my show jump or my jumping saddle, my girths, my bridles, got ice boots. Those are laser wraps, which are very handy. And then I've got a laser. What else do I have? Oh yeah, all my boots, my jumping boots, and then all my hooks. So that's that trunk. And I gotta stuff it with bridles, but I still have to work out of it, so I'm just making sure I can get everything stuffed in there. Because in order to ship overseas, you have to fill out what's called a carnet. And so it's a form, and you basically list everything that you're taking. So everything that's exported then has to be back imported. And so if there's ever something doesn't come back, then you can get charged like 40% of what the cost is. So it's kind of a little stressful, but again, it's a good way for me to get organized and kind of readjust everything, because that is something I'm always working towards. Got my Eco Gold pads, those are ready to go, in my pad bag, and then my final trunk, which this is kind of like the vet / equipment trunk. So I've got my Succeed ready to go, the all-important Gorilla Tape, can never leave home without it. Got a ton of Kotex, and then I've got Animal Lintex and Stay-Ons in that box. So those are, it's like my leg box for Johnny. And then that is the wash bin, so you can see I've got sweat scrapers, some sponges, got alcohol, make sure you gotta take fly spray, all the good little things. Baby powder is definitely needed, which that's in there. And then I have in here, this is the wellness kit. So I've got my diapers to cut up to cover his boot rubs, the all-important Ulcer Guard, Adequan, he is an old man, so that helps. And then of course can't live without my SSD cream. We've got our sulfatabs. Those are always good to have, antibiotics. And so, let's see, a little bit of, what's that? Oh, Shield. That works really well. And with the boot rubs, got some vitamin E. So all this stuff has to be, make sure it's all legal. So nothing that tests or anything like that. And then I've got, for my final drawer, I've got some, of course, WD-40. I've got my spare shoes, which I need to get another pair of flats done. Handy little tool. Extra pads, so I still need to get a couple more extra shoes from the farrier. And then, of course, I've got my stud kit and everything in the show trunk. And still have some more things like my Helite vest and my Race Safe vest has to go. But that's pretty much the gist of it. Let's see. All important bogs, my bog boots. Gotta need those for England. And then, of course, you gotta pack the raincoats. Figure if I pack them, it won't rain on me, right? So, got 2 sets of those. Here are more of my pads. I like to have the Mattis pad. Works really well for his dressage. And then the Eco pads, like these over here, that have a little bit of the foam in them. He likes for cross country and show jumping. So, that's pretty much it, the gist of it. And basically, all of this stuff gets schlepped with Johnny, and you have to pay like by the kilo, so it's expensive, but all of this stuff is necessary, and especially since I'm going to be gone for so long, so I want to make sure I have everything. And luckily I've got a friend over there, so I don't have to pack extra buckets or muck stuff or anything like that. So it's just really the essentials, and so that's it. Now I get to fill out the forms and we should be ready to go. So now I'm going to go to bed.